Hey there, you doers. I really like to get things done, and I bet you do too. So today I want to share with you 4 things that I really like to have around. These aren't things that will surprise you, but I think it's a good reminder to see if you have these things, because oftentimes when you need them, you can't find them or you don't have them. The first thing that I like to have is a multi-head screwdriver. And I think the key distinction I want to make in terms of the multi-head screwdriver that I like to have around is one like this, where the heads are actually self-contained within the body of the screwdriver itself. It's not a separate little case which then gets lost. It's all self-contained. When I'm done, I put them back in, or when I change them out. And this one also happens to have sockets as well. Generally, it's not as easy to find this, but this is the one I found. I believe I bought this in Menards years ago. But you can find one similar to this, and the key thing for me is having these different heads for the screwdriver. And you can see that these are the heads right here. So the typical ones that I like to use, of course, is this Phillips screwdriver, and then it also the flathead screwdriver. So that's typically what I change out. But this one just happens to have also a star-tipped ones and different shaped heads as well, and multiple Phillips heads, because sometimes the Phillips is different sizes. So that comes in convenient. But again, I mainly use Phillips and the flathead screwdrivers. But the main difference that I love about this is that it's all self-contained, and I don't have to go looking for it. What's the point of having a multi-head screwdriver and you have to go find the rest of the parts? And by the way, if you don't need something like this, it might be a good gift idea for someone. Perhaps someone in your family is moving to their first apartment or going to college. Having these 4 items that I'm going to talk about, and the 1/5 one I'm going to add at the end, just in a bag or something, because I think this is something that is useful for even after they graduate from school. You'll always have these around, and could become like an heirloom that they'll remember and be thankful that you got them. So anyways, that was number 1 right here, the screwdriver. All right, the next thing is another tool that maybe if someone's moving to an apartment they would also need, but I always find useful once every couple months. I love that I have this around, is an Allen wrench. Sort of like a Swiss Army Allen wrench. This has all the sizes I could possibly need in Allen wrench sizes, even very large ones here. So I've used this a number of times. The thing I like about it is, one, it has a good handle on it, but secondly, I don't have to go looking around for different Allen wrenches. And you might say, well, when I buy a piece of furniture, it comes with an Allen wrench. That's true. Sometimes they're tiny or hard to use. If you have multiple people who are working on something, you can use this as well. And then if later you need to tighten something, finding that Allen wrench may be difficult, maybe not. But in general, I can tell you, I've been glad I've had this. I keep it around, and I've used it quite often. The next thing that I'd like to share with you is having a good bottle of glue. Many times I would buy these small little bottles of glue, and they come in these tubes, and then I'd go to reuse them again, and they would be hard as a rock, or they wouldn't work as well, and you get like, I don't know how many ounces in there. So I went ahead and just bought a good all-purpose glue, and I've had this probably for 5 years, maybe longer, and it's still flowing really well, and it works really well. I've used it to reconnect multiple things, including things made of wood, ceramics, and it works fantastic. I've used it for a number of things. This happens to be Gorilla brand, but you can get any brand that is worthwhile. But I just happened to buy this one. I really like it. It's not too big. I wouldn't get a huge bottle, and it's not too small. As you can see, I have quite a bit left, and it still flows. So I love this thing. I'm always glad I have glue and I know where to get it. Something similar related to stickiness, and you may have seen this in other videos I've done, is really good duct tape, right? So duct tape, I think, comes from people who did duct work, and it's generally silver or gray, but you can also get in different colors. But I get this very sticky duct tape. This is made again by Gorilla. I think there's other brands as well, but again, I just happen to buy this tape. It's very thick. You can see, even pulling it off, it's very resistant. I think it's multi-weather duct tape. I think it's rated for outdoors. All I know is it's very sticky and it's helped me out. And for me, buying quality is better than buying something that's good enough. So I really like this. In some cases I buy less sticky tape for indoor use in particular, especially the multicolor stuff, like for example white duct tape. I have beige duct tape and I have brown duct tape, which also works well, but I like the fact that this is extra sticky and it's coming very handy. So it may be overkill in some cases, but it's served its purpose for me, and I'm always glad that I have it around. If there's something that's sensitive, having something stuck to it and will be damaged if you pull it off, you may want to think about that. But for me, having this around when I need it is really good. And the last thing I want to talk about, sort of extra, is I think something you should always have around and use whenever you're working on something, as long as it doesn't interfere with safety or other things, right? And so that is a pair of gloves, right? And so there's different types of gloves. You can spend a lot of money on gloves. They have all these special protective gloves, and get those if you need them. But I always have around a pair of just basic utility gloves. I think I bought these at Home Depot in like a thing of 4 of them. They have different colors. But what I learned is that it's good to wear gloves. For example, if I'm moving something, and make sure there's good grip on them, that they fit well, and they help me grab onto things, because protecting your fingers is really important from debris, from dirt, from sharp, maybe splinters, things like that. But having that little bit of protection, even from something sharp, maybe if you're working on a screwdriver and it slips, just that little protection can help, right? And but you can buy more protective gloves. And at minimum, though, I keep utility gloves around, and I can use these to garden if necessary. And also, I've used them when it's cold outside just to keep my hands warm. So those are the 5 things that I really, really like to have around. So again, the first one is being a multi-head screwdriver. Key thing is having the heads self-contained, so you have to go looking for them. The second thing is a Swiss Army knife type Allen wrench system. Again, I use this quite often. A good all-purpose glue with a good cap that keeps it capped off, that can last for quite a while. Not too big of a container, but the just right amount. It fits into your drawer. Solid tape, quality tape that keeps stuff together, that does what it needs to do. And last but not least, always safety, gloves. All right, you doers, be safe. Please leave a comment if there's something that you really like to have around that's really helped you out. I'd be interested to know, and then share with our other you doers as well. And please like this video if it was helpful and thought-provoking, and please subscribe if you're not always subscribed as a you doer. All right, be safe, and I'll see you next time.